This is the TM Cup Series. I'm your host, Cynon 44, and this is race 14 of 17 at the Nox Raceway in Northern Oregon. The pole winner for the fourth time in a road course was Julia Nosova in the number 1 Clutch Incorporated Saturn Aura. Pole sitter on Nox Raceway starts on the right side instead of the usual on the left. Nosova in the 1 car took off early. Collin Reed in the 30 car started last after he crashed in qualifying. First caution on the first lap. Avery Holtzman gets into a few people and a little brawl ensues in the very first turn. Nick Phillip in the 83 involved, Andrew Browning as well. We're going to have another look at this. Holtzman just runs on the back of Jack Parnell. Nick Phillip goes around and a bunch of people just scatter out of the way. Good driving by Collin Reed, but look at this. A bunch of people aren't using their brakes and it causes a pileup under yellow. Lots of damage to a lot of cars, but especially Collin Reed, who didn't need that today. Justin Brooks is also involved. That is Justin Brooks driving the number 2 car. That car was driven by Kelly Dawson and Mike Whitmore earlier this season. Scott Head proved to be a force to contend with in the 52 car. Scott Head has not had many good runs this season. Look at Julia Nosova coming on the inside of Kathy Bates in the 8 car and is almost going to run into Alexis Rainsford in the Black Cat Saturn. Caution 2 on lap 12. Chris Johans in the 79 Fat Burger Kid Dodge gets turned around by Ryan Moody in the 21 and he goes into the sand. There you see Timmy Mack in the 81 who's also lingering in there. And then under caution, Ryan Naraki runs David Darnell into the sand in the 35 car. There you see Jack Parnell also going sideways. Kurt Pliskin in the 16 car is making his debut and he led in the restart. Nosova made a run on the inside but it didn't work. After a while though, Nosova in the 1 car did get the lead back from the 16 car of Kurt Pliskin. There you see Wesley Ellis in 3rd. Alexis Rainsford, the 98 car, and the 50 of James Lombardi were both running in the top 10 for most of the race. John Broughton in the 75 took advantage of green flag pit stops to lead a few laps, and eventually lapped Collin Reed in the 30 car. A debris caution flew in lap 42. On the restart, Johnny Ada in the 04 was leading the race. You see no hood on that car, and then Justin Brooks in the number 2 was in 2nd. Brooks made a pass on the inside of the 04 car with just 2 laps to go, only being 50 laps on this track. Ada made a valiant attempt to get the lead back, but Justin Brooks in the number 2 car in his first start for CMR went on to win his first race. Johnny Ada in 2nd, Wesley Ellis a distant 3rd, 9.51 seconds behind. And let's have a shout out to Scott Stoidler, Connor Pate, and Kurt Pliskin. All of them made their debut, and all of them scored a top 10 finish. And here's the top 10 in points. Rainsford, 177 points over James Lombardi, and then 207 over Bruno Battaglia. At a track he intended to gain points on, Collin Reed actually loses ground to Rainsford. He drops to 4th. Drew Eisenman, what a rally for this team. He's up to 5th. Ryan Moody in 6th. John Broughton to 7th. Julia Nosova, another car that intended to gain lots of ground but didn't gain any, is in 8th. Nick Phillip, and then Justin Brooks in the number 2 car. He's been driving 2 different cars this season. And here's 11 through 20. Colin Evans, Andrew Browning, Johnny Ada up to 13th. Matt Shanoski, Scott Head. Lewis Kingston drops all the way from 10th. But this 84 team isn't worried. They were one of the fastest teams in Japan. Kathy Bates, Mario Marquez, and how about Zelda Ashby coming back after sitting out a race from a penalty. That's off this week in the TM Cup Series. I'll see you next time.